Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. I wanted to do a very quick breakdown on the understanding of this problem that I think that we all encounter, especially as day traders over time. And you guys could agree or disagree in the comment section. But one of the things, and I think that we are presented with like two perfect examples. These are just with what I focused on, but I know that you can probably take the same concept and refer it to whatever niche you focus on within the market. So I personally have a huge focus on trading a series of commodities such as natural gas and crude oil. One of the things that happened today is that there was a lot of movement happening during pre-market hours, but as soon as the market opened and what we began to see, and this is something that we were talking about within the Learn Plan Profit chat, was right around like 7 o'clock to around 10 o'clock. And we're seeing much more activity right now, literally in the past 15 minutes. But for about 2 hours, all we saw on crude oil was it consolidate in between 53.40 to 53.50 to, and that margin isn't in my eyes worth it. So what that correlates on over to is because this is still above the SMA line, this is looking bullish for UWT, right? So you can go on over here and you can calculate like, okay, well, I can buy it here, sell it here, and the margin of profit still doesn't even meet 1%. So it's not worth it's not worth the trade in my eyes. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes just get so aggravated, right? When the direction is not in your favor or when there is not enough movement or activity to trade something. So there you end up forcing a trade and then the direction might end up changing. And I think this is something that as day traders, we are challenged every single day. And this is also a perfect example of what's exactly happening right now, where it continues to just consolidate. There is not a clear direction of where crude oil or UWT is going. And again, that's just my opinion. That's why I'm sharing it. But this is where I think a lot of people are put into pickles. So instead of trading something, so I took a poor trade on UWT. And this is when it was consolidating. And then on UWT, I lost $349. So it's not even that bad. Again, I trade normally with a $100,000 position size. This one was with about like 50, 60,000. So it wasn't like a horrible trade. It just wasn't going according to plan. It just continued to consolidate and not in the range that I wanted to. I thought that we were going to see higher highs, and that just didn't play out the way that I expected it. Now it's just consolidating. What can be an example? I didn't just want to talk about like what went wrong with my trade today, and I think a problem that a lot of people might experience as you're literally just waiting. How many of you guys sometimes feel like you're just waiting for an opportunity to present itself? I think a perfect example of something that performed and is performing very well right now, and it wasn't trading like this during pre-market hours. If anything, when we were trading live with the Learn Plan Profit group this morning, all we saw was a bunch of consolidation. There was no clear direction. So this just proves to show that like patience is so important in the market, because when there is no clear direction, market's all over the place, right? But if I were to say, now looking at natural gas and how it's trading with these lows, these highs, these lows, these highs, these lows, and seeing how overextended it is with the RSI, with the MACD, there's a very beautiful pattern that is very simple to trade. So because of what's happening right now, it would make sense that why people might want to decide to lock in profits on UGAS, right, which is the correlating ETN, right, for /NG. So I would lock in profits here, and well, this one's still a descending pattern, so I wouldn't suggest it for beginners, but it would make sense on then why people would then begin to pay attention to DGAS and then potentially try to ride this up, and this one offers about a 1.5 to 2% margin, and then do vice versa. When this becomes overbought and hits a resistance, lock in profits, then pay attention again if we see a bounce on UGAS. But it's this very simple idea of allowing the opportunity to present itself. But what differentiates crude oil and natural gas right now? Literally just the pattern and the direction. It's very easy once you can identify, and I think a lot of you guys can agree, there's a big difference from looking at crude oil right now, and there's a big difference on natural gas. A lot of you are more easily going to be able to see this overall uptrend pattern and the high points where to sell, the low points where's a better time to buy, right, at confirmation, and all these things, right? It's very easy to understand the flow. And what I'm here to remind you is to be patient and allow that opportunity to present itself, because I think as day traders, one of the challenges that we go through literally every single day. So if you're in a pickle and you're struggling, one of the things that I told the team today, and I announced it, I shared my loss with the team, and I was like, hey, like, I'm not doing well with crude oil right now. Crude oil is simply just consolidating and it's not working well for me. So I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to set my alerts until I see an opportunity to present itself. I want to give a shout out to Danson and all the people within Learn Plan Profit that have been absolutely killing it, focusing on natural gas and that nice pattern and this overall push up. There's so many of you that have been doing so well. Why? Not because other people are telling you what to trade, but because you understand what you are doing. I think that's what differentiates other people. It's your ability to stay cool, calm, and collected until the opportunity does present itself. And when there's nothing going according to plan and the overall, no consistent pattern, then understanding that it's probably best not to take a position, because again, it's not every trade's going to go according to plan. If anything, you just want to make sure that you trade less and profit more. The less you put yourself at risk, the better off you can be to not, again, put yourself in a poor position. But I just wanted to make a very simple video. I think a lot of people were getting frustrated with crude oil just because of this consistent, like literally just a couple minutes ago, right? It was right back up at 53.60, and now we're right back down at 53.40. It continues and continues to consolidate. There's no clear direction. There's not a very clear pattern, and the opportunity cost, the margin of profit, is not worth it in my eyes. And when I see those three criterias not be met, then in my eyes, I'm just like, okay, it's best to stray away and hold back. I'll set my alert, and maybe I could follow up with this when there's a more consistent pattern. So I just want to remind you guys that you guys are doing an absolute amazing job when it comes down to what you're paying attention to, what's actually showing signs of growth, and then maybe the trades that are better not to take a position on when you're uncertain about it. So just wanted to do a very quick recap on the overall day. I really appreciate your guys' time. I'm going to go ahead and one of the things that I was talking to the Flipping Wheels team about today was I haven't flipped a motorcycle in a while, and I'm a huge Yamaha R6 guy. So it's the first bike I ever bought. It's actually the first bike I ever had an accident on. So one of the challenges, I took a $350 loss on crude oil on UWT, but I know I could make that back in a trade if I really wanted to. I don't really see anything playing out the way that I wanted other than natural gas, but natural gas is more on the overbought side. So one of the challenges that I'm going to try to have today is I've already sent out a couple offers on some Yamaha R6s for sale in my area. So hopefully I can strike a good deal with that and walk away with $500 to $1,000 profit once I choose to sell it after I enjoy it for a bit. But yeah, I appreciate your guys' time. I really hope that it earned your thumbs up. I hope that you guys enjoy the day. Again, trading is not just about being so focused on trying to make a profit every single day. You have to enjoy the process, and it is challenging. It can get very frustrating, but it depends on who you surround yourself with and what that environment is like, right? If it's very hostile and you continue to make mistakes, it's best to stay away and take a breather. So I appreciate you guys' time. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.